Hey guys, so diving into the final day, day 3 of 2025 USPSA Factory Gun Nationals. If you haven't watched the other 2 videos, day 1 and day 2, definitely go check those out. That'll kind of make more sense leading up to this video if you haven't watched those already. So going into day 3, I was feeling really good. Day 1 and day 2 went pretty well for me. Had a couple mistakes, but nothing catastrophic. However, I did not get very good sleep day 2 or the night of day 2. So waking up day 3, I went to bed really late, hanging out with the homies, having good conversations, and I just didn't sleep super good. Woke up kind of rainy, kind of overcast, and I just did not feel super great. So, and mentally, I just felt like a little, when I don't get a lot of sleep, I don't do super great. I can handle being on, relatively low sleep, but nothing too crazy. Otherwise, it really kind of makes me have a lot of brain fog and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I felt for this day 3. So it was fine. I was able to do a little bit of a warm up in the practice bay and send 2 mags worth of ammo down range. I was like, you know what, I'm still feeling relatively decent. So I'm not going to use that as an excuse. However, day 3 was definitely my worst day at Nationals. I still did okay, but did not pull together super awesome for day 3. Definitely made some mistakes, and I also had some malfunctions, some not user-induced malfunctions. And the whole, I was using all the same equipment, my M&P, my Howitzer belt, all that good stuff. However, my M&P has that FDE lower with the normal block upper. The slide and the frame are different, and I think that maybe started to play a role in some of the tolerances with the Apex barrel being fit and everything, and my gun just being dirty and everything. So I don't know. It also could be the magazines. I'm using Terran Tactical base pads with the MBX followers and the MBX springs, and I've had a couple issues at matches since then and in training, so I might be ditching those soon. I'm not sure. That is getting +1 or +2 with the added unreliability. It's not worth it to me. So going to be doing some further testing, but I may not be using those anymore. So, but yeah, going into day 3, feeling relatively good, and so let's dive right into it.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Oh boy, that was that was really rough. That was a 66% run if you haven't seen one before. So yeah, 8 Charlie on this stage, which is a lot, and I did it in 20 seconds. So I was like 7.5 seconds off the stage winner, which is Hunter. Shout out to Hunter, belt. Yeah, Hunter and Brantley both ran this in 13 seconds, and I was at 20, so I was 7 seconds off pace. So I'm sure you can start to see how the brain fog, and you can also see me grabbing dirt there because it was very moist that morning, and I don't know why my hands I could not get them to not feel damp or wet or slippery. It was also kind of hot. So yeah, just not great. I'm totally making excuses for myself. At the end of the day, it was a horrible performance. However, there was a lot of things kind of culminating to add to that, but right off the bat, there were some stage planning differences. I wanted to take these 3, immediately transition to the left, which, looking back, I don't think was a good move. In my mind, I was thinking, it's day 3. I think I can maybe start pushing a little tiny bit. Probably a mistake there. I wanted to take all the targets on the move, just flowing until the final double stack at the very end. Or not the end, but the middle there. And a majority of the guys did not do that. A majority of the guys that I saw, the high-level guys, shot these 3 and then immediately shot the next 2 right here because it was literally one step. And then they took these 3 and then the double stack and then they reloaded. So they took 4 targets static or 6 targets static. And I was like, I don't want to take them static. I want to flow through. But, well, look how that worked out for me. So right off the bat, horrible hits on these guys. I want to say I had 3 Charlie and a Delta or something right in this first array, which was just horrible. And then I don't know what happened. Just some horrible shot calling. Like when you call a bad shot, you transition and then you go back to it. Like that is the definition. That is textbook like bad shot calling. And what's amazing, impressive, again, not in a good way, but what's amazing is that I did it twice. And I truly like the only thing I can really like chalk that up to be is mentally I was not there. I was not dialed. And then to be totally honest, so 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So 13 plus 6, so that's 19, 20, 21, 22. So I don't know exactly what happened. Oh, yeah. So that was the misfeed. That was the misfeed. Okay, I'm watching this and I was like, oh, that's weird. Did I go dry? No, I remember this was the first stage of the day and I had a misfeed. So round, cockeyed right away into the chamber. And I was ready to do the reload. I literally like hit the magazine release, but the mag didn't fall out yet. And I grabbed my magazine, I had it in my hand, and that's why I took the shot with one hand, because I also was not, this was just, it was so jumbled. But my mags were sticking. That was another malfunction that I started having on day 3, is my mags were sticking. And I don't know if it was due to the grip enhancer stuff that I used, the chalkless grip enhancer. I don't know, but it's pretty bad. The mags stick. They don't fly out of my gun if there's like 1 or 2 rounds left in the mag. Went 1 for 1 on steel, but yeah, this was just a dreadful stage, so I don't even want to watch it anymore.
Are you ready? Stand by.
All right, so kind of got my mojo back after that first stage. However, going into day 3, I was already feeling like I had to push a little bit, and then after the first stage, with it being a total dumpster fire, I pretty much made the decision to push almost as hard as I could the rest of the day. Like consciously, I was like, I have to push really hard because it was just so bad. Whether or not that was the right call or not, I don't know, but you'll kind of see maybe some of the mistakes I had, especially on the last stage, was because I was pushing so hard. But for this one, I really got my bearings back on this one. If I'm not mistaken, I had, let's see. Yeah, so this one I had 2 Charlie, 1 Delta for an 86% run. Not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with an 86%er, especially after the first one, because we were in zone 2. So we started on stage 13, and then we went to stage 8, and then ended on stage 12, I believe. Yeah. So, anyways, so for stage 8, 2 Charlie, 1 Delta, it's the equivalent of 4 Charlie on a 14-round stage. Not too bad. Time was pretty good, 10:49. I was only half a second off of the stage winner. I was a second away from Brantley, but I'm always a second away from Brantley. So there's that. Anyways, but yeah, you can also see some shot calling errors again, though. Transition, pop up. My eyes and my head is getting, or my brain is getting ahead of my eyes, right? Because I should be shot calling even at speed, and it's making me go back, and I probably lost. Let's look at the time chart. Let's go to the time chart and let's see, draw out the first shot. That makeup shot going back was a .87. So that is rough. Boom, you take away that .87 makeup shot and I would have had one of the top times. So that kind of stuff really adds up. But then I took, I went 1 for 1 on steel there, and with the swinger, took those far targets on the move, took the swinger 1 pass, and that was good. I believe I had the Delta on the swinger. But yeah, overall, pretty solid stage. I felt like I had my mojo back.
Are you ready? Stand by!
right, so once again, felt like I was kind of back in the groove. This was an 87% run, 4 Charlie into Delta in a 9:07. The time was really good. I was pretty much a quarter second away from Brantley. Jory Anderson had like a 0.7 seconds, but overall my time was pretty good on this. Had 4 Charlie, 1 Delta, the equivalent of 6 Charlie. So 82% of the points, which is not great. That hurt a little bit. This is a 6.5 hit factor stage. Well, 7.3 hit factor stage, actually. So, yeah, not the end of the world. Still a relatively decent stage, 87%. But I really did feel like I had kind of had my mojo back. It's kind of funny. All the Deltas I shot for my match, I think were like all on day 3. I shot pretty clean day 1 and day 2. I don't know for sure if I only had Deltas on day 3, but I'm pretty sure the only Deltas I shot for the match were on day 3. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, for this one, there was a swinger, so the sequencing also was important. So I timed that perfectly. Had a makeup shot there, but went 1 for 1 on the steel. So overall, felt pretty good about this. This was kind of, you know, a shorter course stage, short course. I don't know if you'd consider this a short course or a medium course. I don't know, but overall, I was feeling pretty good.
Are you ready? Stand by. Prepare for your next string.
All right, so this was the last stand and deliver stage of the match. This was the fixed time. They always do this at Cardinal Center. They always make this this bay, the fixed time with the whole pneumatic, you know, turning target stands. It's a fun challenge. You know, I'm not like a huge fan. I don't like love it, but it's kind of a fun challenge, something different. Fixed time stages are interesting because there's definitely different strategies to it, but generally I try to just shoot alphas. I really try not to push too hard because when you push so hard and you throw a bunch of points, it actually ends up usually being worse than just hammering alphas at a pretty consistent pace and just getting the points. So I had 71% of the points. The stage winner of this was Joseph Weichel, who had 86% or 86 points. I only had 71. This was the first string of it. So the cue that we're going off of, that you should have been going off of, was the sound. It was auditory.
Stand by.
So you can see I'm already moving, like right as the targets begin. My gun was pretty much on target right as the targets faced, which I was really happy about. So the draw had to be perfect, the reload had to be perfect. And you can see I had plenty of time. So feeling pretty good about that on the first string.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Second string didn't go too bad. However, the issue on the reload was my stuck mag. My mag got stuck in the mag well and I had to shake it, which was very irritating because on a stage like this, like that hurts. And I threw a no penalty mic on this string, which I was very annoyed about. And it was because I felt rushed on the weekend only. I was moving across and I saw my dot, you know, on the middle target. It was just low. I saw it. I, you know, kind of yanked into it, changed pressures with that right hand. But it's because I felt pressured because the reload didn't go good. So had 3 Charlie, 2 Delta, 1 penalty mic. So overall, not the worst, right? It was an 82% stage. So, you know, as long as I'm in the mid 80s, which that's not really mid 80s, but as long as I'm in the mid 80s, like I was pretty happy at that point. But yeah.
Are you ready? Stand by.
All right, First, I would like to applaud that RO's range commands. The standby was aggressive. I like that. It really kind of amped me up before before the timer went off. That was funny. No, we appreciate all of the ROs that helped out at Nationals. So whoever this kid is, thank you. Anyways, so for this stage, stage 11, this was a 78% run for me, and it's 100% because I hit the no-shoot steal. I had 5 Charlie, 1 Delta, and then 1 no-shoot. Time was 17:35, so the time was also not great. I was like 2 seconds off of the stage winner, which is annoying. However, if I go to edit scores and I go ahead and take away my no-shoot, that brings it from a 74, 76%, whatever I just said, to an 85%, which was helpful, which would have been helpful for sure. It would have bumped me up a placement. So, yeah, is what it is, right? I like to kind of, so 78% to an 85% cuts my placements in half for that stage. But overall, I felt okay about the execution of it, but hitting that no-shoot steal was rough. There were some different stage plans on this one as well. Some people wanted to like take the middle array differently here, but I elected to take this one on the entry. My footwork was kind of weird on that. Like I could just tell everything was a little jumbled, and that's partially because I was pushing so hard. Like to me, my movement technique went out the window a little bit. I definitely started sacrificing some technique because I was trying to push so hard and be so aggressive. And I decided to take the bobber on the move. And you can see right there at the tip top of the swinger, or at the tip top of the no-shoot steal as the bobber is coming down. That's what I get for being risky, right? It was a bummer because I overall, like how it was going so far, I was pretty happy with. Almost kind of slipped right there too, but kind of did like a little hop there, which was kind of dumb. And then so this is where the processing thing, right? Having contingency, well, not even a contingency plan, but being able to adapt in real time. This is an interesting example of it. So I made one critical mistake, right? Hitting the no-shoot steal. However, how was I going to adapt to that? Had a makeup on steal, and I thought that I could maybe make it. I decided to just go for the steal and see if I can get back to it, and it took me like a second, but then I immediately transitioned to the other steal, and then I was able to get the bobber. So there's some timing things there, right? And I think that really just kind of comes with experience and practice. But overall, my execution of the stage, not too bad, but that no-shoot steal really killed me.
Are you ready? Stand by.
All right, so once again, stuck mag, very irritating. Man, having your mag get stuck in your gun is one of the most irritating things. It's almost more irritating than a malfunction because like you wiggling the gun is not only like a very unnatural movement, it's nothing we ever do like in practice, but it also doesn't always fix the problem. Like you do this first and then you go to strip the mag, and it's so irritating. It's very annoying to me. So pushing really, really hard right off the bat. This is our last stage of the day, stage 12. I had an 84% run on this, 8 Charlie, 17:56. The time, I was like 2 seconds off pace. Same thing as the last stage, but part of that is because of how many stinking makeups. I think I had 4 makeups in the 4, and you could see me like micro transitioning, like just trying to leave so super fast. If I pull up my time chart here, so we have 2-3, 3-9, 4-2, 4-6. So 4-6 to 4-2, that's 8-8. Plus 0.39, that's like 1.2, and then 2-3. So it's like one and a half seconds with all those makeups, 1.5 seconds. So if I were to go in and edit my score, 17.56, and go to 17 seconds, which is still not a competitive time. The top guys were at like 15 seconds. But let's just say 17. Oh, wait a minute. No, it would have been 16 seconds. Yeah, so that makes more sense. Change that to 16 seconds. Yeah, that brings it from an 84% to almost a 93% run. And that would have been huge. Once again, would have bumped me up a placement. So, yeah, that's a bummer. But once again, last stage of the day, I was pushing as hard as I could. And you can see how fast I'm splitting every target as fast as I can, pretty much. And then lost some time on that reload. So overall, like the execution of the stage, not horrible, but that first array was just pretty bad, pretty dreadful. But yeah, I mean, different stage plans with this guy. Some people went to the back right first and kind of backed up. I don't like to do retreating movement if I don't have to, especially shooting on the move. Like, I'll do it if I have to, but I personally feel like being a lefty, this one really, like, I was just able to step out and take that on a leaning exit, and then take this guy on the move very aggressively. Like, as a lefty, I feel like it really played to my strengths for that. So overall, like, I felt like it was a pretty good flow with the stage after the first array, and then ended pretty strong. So anyways, guys, that was my nationals, first nationals ever. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Like I said, if you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, go ahead and watch those. They were better than day 3. But yeah, super fun, really good experience. I'm very excited to shoot next year's. I'm very curious to see what they do next year, whether they do a carry optics nationals or another factory gun nationals. Personally, I would like to see a carry optics nationals because, you know, it doesn't dilute the talent pool. You have people that shoot carry optics in Super Squad last year that were shooting production or single stack or whatever, right? Actually, not single stack, but yeah. Anyways, so it dilutes the talent pool a little bit when there is so much talent in the division that makes up 80-90% of USPSA right now. Yeah, to me, it just makes the most sense to just do a dedicated nationals to that. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Got Race Gun Nationals coming up here. I'm going to be shooting limited optics at that in October. I think September, October, something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be my second nationals, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, really fun experience. Really glad I went, and I'm overall really happy with my performance. I got 13th out of 422 shooters and all the top GMs in the nation. So guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. If you were at nationals, drop a comment. Let me know how you did and how it went for you, some things you learned. Maybe you picked up some things from this video. Hopefully it was helpful. But guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.